If you make good money but still feel like you're not getting ahead, this 6-week challenge is going to expose exactly why. And more importantly, it's going to fix it. Everyone sets the same goal at the beginning of every year, right? They want to save more, maybe spend less. They want to get ahead financially. But by January 19th, nothing actually changes, and we're just right back to where we started, and we go through the whole year doing it all over again. So instead of another vague goal this year, what I want you to do is take part in this 6-week challenge, and every week has a specific focus with specific rules. And if you follow it, you'll have more money, more control, and a real system by the end. And this is exactly what I used to pay off $43,000 of debt and build a net worth of multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars. Week 1, let's just jump right into it, guys. Awareness. The theme here is to figure out where your money is actually going. So we need to, yes, track every single dollar, every single penny going in and out of that bank account of yours, all the coffees, all the subscriptions, all of the Chipotle, all the stuff. Most people think that they know what their spending is, but I think that most people just know what their bills are, like their reoccurring bills. It's like, okay, I know my rent and mortgage, or if I have debt, I know that, or whatever, but they don't know the day-to-day expenses. And then when they physically look at it, they're in shock. And then when they wake up from fainting of how much of a shock it is, they're like, oh, wow, okay, so here's what's been happening, and I can just easily shift it. I can do something different going forward. And if you don't already have a budget, this is where it starts, the awareness phase. You can't fix what you're not looking at, right? How's that for a bar? Week number 2, we have to cut the bleeding. Yeah, that sounds intense. We want to eliminate the biggest money leaks. So for 7 days, after you do the awareness phase of looking at where you've been spending your money, so I call that the 3-month look back. We're looking at the last 3 months. Where did all of our money go? And then for 7 days in the week 2 part of the challenge, we're going to understand the largest expense categories that are most relevant to you. Now, let me clarify, because if you spend, let's say you spend, I don't know, one of your top 2 or 3 categories is in health and fitness, let's just say, for example. But you look at health and fitness as a very important thing for you. You would even say it's a North Star goal of yours, that you need to be putting more time, money, effort, sacrifices into this thing to be healthier or whatever. Then I wouldn't say change that, because if that's truly important to you, you should be putting resources to it. I'm talking about irrelevant stuff, things that you probably don't care about as much, like eating out or the delivery apps or online shopping, right? And maybe that's aggressive, but it's only a week, right? Because if you think about it, how much do you think restaurants mark up their food? It's a lot. So restaurants, I see restaurants more as an experience, but you can eat food at home. I don't know. You can make your own food. This is a week, guys. We're talking about a week here. Delivery, of course, there's even more upcharges. Online shopping, my goodness, they just keep telling you to oh, this thing pairs wonderfully with the thing you just bought. Would you like to buy 7 of them? I have a great buy 2, get 5 free. I don't know, right? Whatever. But you're not doing this alone, and you're not doing this forever. You're proving to yourself how much control you can actually have. You're basically putting this card in your back pocket that you can pull out at any time and be like, I have the clarity and the context and the ability to know that I can do this at any point, whenever I want, if I need to, or if I want to. So this week isn't about depriving yourself. It's just about awareness with, removing all the consequences from the things that you've been doing in the past. Week number 3, control your environment. We're going to remove the triggers that make you spend. And this might be tough to hear, but we all have that, right? Social media apps, maybe delete those temporarily. Yes, I see you, TikTok shoppers. I see you. I see you buying that $17 coffee mug. I see you buying that shirt. I don't know. What do people buy on TikTok? I don't go on TikTok. Remove safeguards from websites. Things that you just want to add as much friction as possible to buying stuff. Because you're consistently being sold to. We all are, right? And most of our spending is not intentional. It's being triggered. It's impulse buys, right? That's why they get us at the stores. They put all the cool stuff by the registers, because they know oh, you know what? I do need a Monster Energy drink right now. I am parched and I need energy, right? That's how they get you. I didn't mean to spend the $4 in the moment, but it just happens. So this adds friction, and friction is going to lead to better decisions. So make bad decisions harder and good decisions easier. Week 4, we want to reset the system. your money system. So we want to take back control of your money flow. So stop using credit cards temporarily. I know, I get it. That can be scary as well. Let's use only debit or only cash. We're going to track our spending daily for this week. Yes, daily. This takes less than 5 minutes a day. If you think about it, how much do you actually transact on a daily level? It's probably not a lot. I worked with someone who did this, and she would come home from work every day and she would spend the 2 or 3 minutes like, okay, what did I buy today, or what came out of my account today? She would just add it to her thing and move on with her evening. It doesn't take very long. You could, audit your subscriptions, cancel anything like that. All the boring advice that everyone always says. This is the week that you would want to be doing that, because in reality, most people lose hundreds of dollars a month quietly without even knowing it or remembering it. The amount of times that I and other people that I've worked with have been shocked with the things that pop up, in their thing. It's like, oh, wow, I signed up for this thing annually and it just popped up again. Like, oh, crap, there goes $217, right? And it's just because we're not on top of it. That's where the problems occur. So this is where we stop living life on autopilot and we start taking a little more action and quite honestly, start taking more like personal commitment to ourselves, right? Week 5, we're going to start building that momentum. So we're going to start actually improving our financial position. So now that we've cut spending, we're going to move savings to a high yield savings account, and we're going to start measuring our net worth. Now this savings could be your emergency fund. It could just be like an area where you're not sure what to do with it, but you're just putting money somewhere so that you have the ability to use it. I like to think through, even if you don't know what you're going to be using the money for, the people that have something stacked up when an opportunity rises is going to be able to ones that take advantage of it, right? So a simple, quick formula here for something like net worth, because I know that can be scary for some people. It's like, oh my God, net worth equals self-worth, right? Which is not true at all. The numbers that you're worth, the dollar amounts that you're worth, do not equal who you are as a person, right? Because that's crazy. It's just they're completely different things. So a net worth is just what you own minus what you owe. So think about money in your bank account, stocks that you own, your house, your car. Those can technically be assets, and then things that you owe might be credit cards, student loans, mortgage payment, auto loan, right? Personal loan. And the idea here is just to watch the number monthly and just track it monthly. Going up, good. Going down, maybe not great. Staying the same, okay, let's see what's going on, right? It's just evaluating where we are if we're making progress. So if you're not really tracking your net worth, in my opinion, you're just kind of guessing at the progress. And that's why you feel like there's these consistent months of just nothing happening, or stuff's happening, but you're having this seesaw effect where you're like amazing a couple months and then you're down 1 or 2 months and then you're up again. It's just this constant battle. It's like, oh man, how do I get ahead? How do I stay ahead of the seesaw? This is how. In week 6, we need to upgrade your identity. And by you, I mean all of us, right? Change how we think about our money. We need to take a step back, look at the 10,000 foot view, replace our garbage inputs, things like the mindless content, maybe someone like me talking on YouTube, right? The spending triggers, any negativity around it. And we add finance content or books or podcasts or someone that you just like or trust. And I really like to think of the idea of like the one source rule, meaning consuming a bunch of content in the beginning is probably a great idea if you're trying to learn something new. And then at some point you figure out like, okay, who is like really the one person that, has done the thing and they can take me to where I want to go and all this other stuff. Like they know what they're doing, and I feel confident and safe in trusting them in that information. And I'm not saying that needs to be me, because if you're still watching this video, maybe you're trusting what I'm saying. But all I can say is for me, when I've tried to learn a new thing, I've dabbled in a bunch of little places. I'm watching a bunch of YouTube videos, right? I'm like, ooh, this looks cool. Ooh, this looks cool. And at the end of the day, if we're doing 4 things at once, if we're trying this guy's thing and this girl's thing and this person's thing, we're really not making any progress. So the idea I'm trying to project here is just stick to one plan. Any plan will probably work if you stick with it long enough. You stick with that and you just go with it. Because your habits come from your environment, the things that you consume. And your environment comes from your inputs, So if nothing changes here, nothing's going to change in your input in your bank account, right? So if we want something to change, but we don't change anything with our inputs, nothing's going to change. And if you actually commit to this in the 6 weeks, you're going to spend less, you'll have more control, and you'll finally have a money system. So let me know down in the comments if this is something that you can commit to. If you're serious about it, just say something like challenge accepted down in the comments. I just want to see a whole bunch of people saying that in the comments. Speaking of 6-week challenges, I do have one myself. It's down in the description of this video. There's a video with more information if that's interesting, or you can just, I don't know, check out this one right here.